Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sci-Fi Vision Presents. I think we're going to call it level 144. We're getting there. I ran out of time. That's my quick background. But welcome if you have made it tonight for our Silo show. We're going to talk about the premiere tonight. And yeah, we're going to have Monday nights. It's going to be Silo now. So thank you so much for coming. Please make sure you like the video, subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision. And if you're not a member of our Discord, please make sure you join. I have put the link in the chat. You can get our schedule and all that. We're going to be doing, I know, kind of a From wrap up we haven't done yet. That's probably going to be Thursday. We're still kind of setting everything up, but that's so yeah, join Discord and then you'll find all that stuff out. Well, hi, everybody is here now. Well, kind of. Karen's invisible, but she's
I'm here. Give me a sec.
She's close enough.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. So what did you guys think of the premiere? I just got done watching it for the third time, as I feel like the other two times I really was too busy in the chat and didn't pay enough attention. So I paid a little more attention this time. But I liked it. I admit I forget a lot of it. I know I was like asking Karen and everybody else in the chat the other night questions because I couldn't remember half of it. My memory for the show is not what it should be. To be fair,
it's fitting.
More as we went. Sorry, Scarlet. What?
I said it's fitting. You give me the topic of losing one's memory.
That's fair. That's fair.
There you go.
What did you guys think about it, though?
You want me to start?
Sure.
Sure.
I'm coming from a space where I just binged this thing, like maybe all the episodes, never knew anything about it, binged all the episodes in about 4 days. And you guys might find this funny, but I was like, my first reaction to like starting Silo was like, Raisha Jones is in this. I love Raisha Jones. I love Parks and Recreation. I love Angie Tribeca, which people haven't really seen. Yeah, I think she's going to be a big part of the show. She's like the #1 cast member. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Around episode 3, I was like, I don't know if she's coming back, even in flashbacks.
She did not. What did you think about the premiere, though? Did you like it for a season premiere?
I liked it because because I had watched the last episode so quickly, it just kind of flowed into the first episode. So I had an idea that she had the firefighter suit on and she wasn't going to get burned up, but I thought she was going to protect the old mayor. I thought she was going to like put herself around him. And then I thought the stuff with the Pez container at the end of the last season would continue into this episode, which it did. Like it kind of was that same vibe. Like there'd be a lot of flashbacks.
Yeah.
To the before times.
And nope, Tim Robbins is gone.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Tim Robbins is gone too.
Yeah, Tim Robbins was great at Bernard, right?
Yeah. He was kind of like Rasputin. They had to kill him a couple times.
Bernard was a great character. I mean, a terrible person, but
yeah.
He was given a little more. Bernard and Sims have both been made a little bit bigger from the books, a little bit more central from the books.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And sorry to see him go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome, Scarlet, having burned.
I won't miss Bernard, but I'll miss Robin.
Yeah,
no, it was a good premiere. They dumped us right into it, and immediately I was like, "Wait, what is going on here?" It was funny. It was funny. Every couple questions I had at the beginning of the episode, I actually had answered by the end of the episode, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. I'll be honest though. I hope she figures things out rather quickly. Because I need more Steve Zahn.
You think that's gonna happen?
She's got to get back. She promised him.
Yeah, because I just came off doing the binge, and I really liked Solo as a character. I really liked that a lot. The whole story.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping,
Do you? I feel like I don't know. I wonder if we're going to get more Tim Robbins again, because I feel like we're going to see a little bit more of what happened with Sims. But I don't know, because I mean, we saw he killed him, so maybe that's the extent of it. I don't know, but I feel like there was probably something else.
He's just going to keep coming back, and then they're just going to kill him different ways, like Rasputin.
No, I think he's dead.
Oh, he's
I mean,
alive again, and Sims has to find another way to kill him.
No,
They
I
incinerate
think,
his body. He's dead.
yeah, no, he's dead.
Didn't
I
they
just,
just
I
tell
wonder.
a story that it took him 6 hours. It was like a story, right?
You
Because
know,
a lot of this is based on stories in this episode,
Yeah.
like the little hut.
I mean, as far as his body being burned, AJ, did you watch Star City yet this week?
Yeah. Am I forgetting? Oh, yeah.
Does that happen?
Well, yeah, there was
Whatever.
a giant explosion, and now the people are alive.
Whatever.
Bernard is. I'm sorry, but Bernard is dead. Yeah. So you guys know I've read the books, and there are some things that are different from the books. I gotta say, one of my least favorite like TV, is it a trope? One of my least favorite writer crutches is the main character with amnesia. And in this episode, we have not one, but 2 characters who have amnesia by the end of the episode. And
Well-
I'm not, that doesn't happen in the book. Juliet doesn't get amnesia in the book. And I'm not sure where they're going with this. And I'm not a huge fan of the amnesia storyline in any show.
Yeah, I'm not always a huge fan of amnesia either. But to be fair, this is forced amnesia. Like they're giving her forget-me pills.
And
They are.
it's happened prior in the series too. It isn't something that's suddenly just new.
It's just very soap opera. It's very General Hospital to have characters that are like, oh, I conveniently can't remember anything, right? Like,
Yeah. Or somebody goes missing 2 years later, they come back with amnesia.
yeah.
Yeah. I just wonder, I guess, like, yeah, I hope she doesn't have amnesia the whole season either, Kelly. I guess I'm just saying, like, I wonder if there was more that happened between her and Bernard that we'll see in a flashback. Like, I don't think it was just, oh, he almost
Yeah,
died.
yeah, you know what? The more was, I'm on fire. Why aren't you? I'm on fire. Help!
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know he survived the fire at any rate. But yeah,
he did.
I'm not sure. Sorry, go ahead.
And yes, Jen, they're giving her pills to mind erase her. It's not real amnesia, but it still plays out the same way as this TV convention does, right? Like, yeah, they're giving the pills.
But the good news is, if she stops taking the pills, then she just gets her memory back.
We assume. Yeah, we assume.
Well, I have a question, because aren't they padding it out a little bit? Because doesn't the second book just take place in the before times?
Yeah, the second book is not a dual story like this, so
Yeah.
it'd be
So they got to pad out that story because they need Rebecca Ferguson in there.
Yeah. The second book is pretty much dedicated to the before time storyline. So, and a bunch of stuff is different when, Juliet's return from Silo 17, and her time in Silo 17 is a little bit different. Like when Juliet's in Silo 17 in the book, well, I don't want to spoil the book for anybody who wants to read it, so I won't tell you. But and these books are quite short and really worth a read and won't take a ton of your time. It's not like being like, oh, you should read Game of Thrones. These are 3 novellas. It's a pretty easy read, but it's a little bit different. Like what happens to her in Silo 17 and her return is different. She does go into the fire with Bernard, and Bernard is killed. And it'd be interesting to see, Jamie, what happens, but it is a total of like 3 minutes that elapsed, and we saw like 1 minute of it, right? And presumably at least 1 minute of it, they're engulfed in flames. So like, are we going to see anything? I don't know. Hard to say. I don't know. This isn't from the book, so I'm with you guys wondering what happens.
I don't think there's going to be a lot. I just think he may have said something to her, or like given her some kind of information that she's going to take a while to remember. What do you know?
I think definitely Sims and Camille are afraid he gave her some information.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why they're treating her.
Gave her a code. Gave her the code.
Maybe. I was going to say the AI seems worried about it more than they are. I mean, I think they're the ones that made them scared of it. Do you like, though, the back and forth? Like, I get why they're doing it, because yes, they want to keep her in the story. It's kind of like how we talk about that they, changed Lestat in order to bring them both in. Like they
Yeah.
have to. I don't think they could do just all flashback for this season, but it is, to me, it did take me out of it a little bit. Like not a whole lot, but the way it broke it up, I don't know. Like I'm okay with it, but I don't know that I love it. Like I'm waiting to see where it goes. I know you were saying, Karen, before, and not here, but we were talking or something. You said something about that you cared more about like what was going on inside the silo than actually finding out how we got the silos.
Yes, I mean, for the show that I'm watching on TV, like why they're in the silo is not as compelling to me as some of the stuff that's going on. And I didn't know. I mean, I know where this book goes, and the thing about the book having a single storyline, you don't have one story that you like better than the other. You just read the story of the right. You just read what's presented in that book, and you're not like, and you're engrossed in it, and you're not like, oh, I like the Juliet chapters better than the before chapters. That's not a choice that you have in the book.
Yeah,
you just read the book. You just read the. But yeah, this show that we're watching on TV, like I think how they got into the silo was never my number one thing, or why it was built. I mean, you could just assume that humans destroyed the planet, and that's why we had to go into the silos, right? But the whole mystery of like how it's being governed in the pact, and that guy, what's his name, Salvador Quinn, who is not in the book. That Salvador Quinn is a made-up character for the show, or dead character, made-up name or whatever, right? Like all that was very interesting to me. I just wonder if every viewer was. So it's for me to hear you, Jamie, say, like, I don't know, like for people who really wanted to know the history of the silos, and I think, Jamie, you were curious about that. If I recall.
I want to know. I wouldn't say I had to know, but I'm curious. But I could have been okay without it, I think, in this instance.
Or could you be okay?
No,
would you have been
know.
Okay learning it through exposition and not through like a whole season showing it to you?
Yeah, maybe that would have been a better choice. I don't know. I guess it kind of depends where it goes. Like, I don't know yet if that storyline's interesting because we haven't seen anything interesting happen in that storyline. So it really depends if that storyline
gets the Pez container.
Well, yes, the Pez. But I do like the Pez thread that's kind of throughout the whole, throughout both. And I like
his sister also can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I forgot. That's true. Yep. Now his sister can't.
I'm definitely on the side where I could have just done without that information, because that's the thought. You could kind of fill it in with your own imagination. What happened? Why we're living this way now.
Well, I'm assuming whatever happened to the. Sorry, I was just gonna say. I'm assuming that whatever happened to the sister is probably a precursor to whatever she got. Even though supposedly it's because her ship crashed. I feel like there's probably more to it than that, just because of the kind of show this is. Maybe I'm wrong,
or a precursor to the drugs that are feeding people to make them lose their memory.
Oh, that's true. They made everybody lose their memory, huh? I forgot about that. They have everybody's taken the vitamins to some extent because they erased their history that way. I can see that's a big thing I forgot.
Well, they're in the silo 350 years now, right? And Salvador Quinn lived like 140 years ago. So there was some mind erasing happening at one or both of those times. I don't know if everyone is still taking those drugs. Once you effectively erase the memory of a generation, do you need to keep drugging future generations? I don't think so.
I wouldn't think so, because they don't remember. They don't know it. They don't know anything to
just passed down.
My question then, and we can talk about this more when we get to it, but they made a point of saying about them sending vitamins to everybody. So I assumed that those were the same vitamins. And they were using it for mind control, but they didn't really go into it. She's just like, oh, yeah, they'll be here in 3 days. And that was like the conversation.
Yeah. I think they want them to slowly forget what was making them mad and wanting to rebel.
Oh, that's true. Could be.
Because they gave drugs to that one midwife in prior season.
It's a little different. Yeah. That's like maybe a heavier dose to make you or that guy who wanted to forget that he ever met his wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Parker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Different amounts of drugs. I do hope that I was trying to remember a lot of the whole AI storyline. And I know that was, I think, fairly new, right? That was like towards the end, wasn't
It's
it? Towards the end
not
of our-
really much of a storyline, except that like
Yeah.
Bernard goes into what's that room called? The control room. And it speaks to him, right?
Yeah.
And it also speaks to what's his name? Lucas, when he goes downstairs, right? And speaks to him. And I don't know if anyone ever calls it an AI. And I'm not saying that it's not an AI. I'm saying it's an AI, but I don't know if anybody ever says, "Oh, there's an AI," but we just know it's an AI because we watched this before, right?
They call it the algorithm.
Yeah, the algorithm.
That's right.
I guess
my algorithm. You're right, Charles.
I guess my point is like that part. I'm kind of. I don't want to say I'm deeply interested in it. I'm curious how they went from this is what's governing them and that they're using this computer to control them. Like that to me is more interesting than how they got in the silos. Is the fact like how did they lose so much of their control and their government and like how did it become what it is? I guess is sort of a little more.
I think it had something to do with the AI, which actually leads me to the question of why does the AI even bother keeping anybody alive? Like, what's because it seems like the AI, the AI has got this threat. If you get too far out of line, we're just going to release the poison and kill everybody.
Yeah,
which
why not? Just
I also think might just be a threat and not an actual thing it can do.
Well, I guess they got 50 silos, so they can lose a few. Or have they already lost a bunch? I'm not really sure how many are still around.
I don't think that's clear, is it?
No, we don't know. We only know Silo 17 was Steve Zahn's silo. We don't know how many other silos might or might not. Do we know how many silos there are? I can't remember what's been said on
50.
TV. There are 50. Okay.
Yeah.
The book says 50, yeah.
One for each state.
Yeah, but we don't know how they evolved or if they're still got people in them, I guess is the answer. Well, I feel like this whole beginning, there's not really, I mean, there's stuff about her trying to remember, but I feel like this whole beginning is just telling us she lost her memory and we don't know why, right? I don't know if there's any, unless I'm forgetting something, I don't think there's really anything in this scene other than her saying about the mushroom. She doesn't remember whether she likes mushroom soup, which was so we knew she lost her memory.
But to me,
and the bruises. There is the part of her looking at her bruises and trying to figure out what's going on. I did forget about that.
Well, that's a burn mark from being
Yeah.
Burned. Sorry, I'm looking at it.
She knows she got burned.
You're right. That makes me. It looks like a bruise from here.
I mean, to me, I think she doesn't just lose her memory. She seems to have had like a total personality transplant. She's very passive. She just goes along with whatever Camille says. She's very. I mean, I feel like when you get. I've never had amnesia, but I would think your personality would maybe. I don't know if we have any psychiatrists out there or neurologists, but I feel like wouldn't she still be the same person? And she's kind of really not, right?
But is she? Because she's going, and I'm just asking what you think. Like, she is in the end going to rebel because she does take that paper. Like, yes, I want to know. I mean, that's sort of what happened before she pushed to find out things. Like, I feel like that sort of maybe is a little bit of her personality coming back. But I agree, she's extremely passive. But I wonder that a lot of it right now is just kind of like she doesn't know what to do. Like, if you don't know anybody, I feel like you would maybe be scared and not know how to act, if that makes sense, because she doesn't know anything at all. Like, it's not like she remembers most people and just doesn't remember the last year or whatever. She remembers nothing.
My
so
question,
I don't know.
What is the benefit of making her the mayor?
I think the people demanded it. I don't think there's any benefit to Camille and Sims. I think the people were like, "Yay, let's make her the mayor. We need a new mayor. The mayor burned up. Let's get a new mayor."
Yeah, and I think that they're
a symbol. Is a symbol of freedom and being able to go out.
Well, that's the problem. Their mayor needs to be told everything by everybody else because the mayor has no idea what the hell is going on.
Yeah, well, I definitely think it's
just like symbolism.
Figurehead. Yeah, it's a figurehead. They don't intend her to actually do anything. And yeah, I think that because she actually left the silo and came back, she's like this big celebrity now. Like, they want that. I agree with Scarlet. I mean, she is a symbol. I agree with that. And I think that's a big part of it.
And I don't think that the people would tolerate Camille or Robert as the mayor, right? Or who's going to be the mayor? Hank, right? Like, there aren't a lot of mayoral candidates. Two of them will never get it. And like Macbeth and Lady Macbeth there, they think they can control her and use her. They think the judge and judicial are the more where the power is. Although really, the power, Bernard had the power. Like Bernard was head of IT, he had the power. He made himself the mayor, he had the power. Like Bernard was, right? I guess because he had knowledge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I just
he
feel like
the head of IT or judicial or both? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I think he's the head of judicial. Is she the head of IT? We don't really know what Camille's title is. If she's in judicial,
Remember,
she might be the head of judicial, but not the judge. Like he's the judge, right?
But he was taking over. He was taking over Bernard's job, who was the head of IT. But that's why I thought that he was.
Well, Lucas was made the head of IT, but he has disappeared.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He was his shadow, though. He was.
Scarlet, I recently watched the season finale, and you did also. I think I remember Lucas meeting Robert on the steps and saying, like, look, I'm out. You want to be head of IT? Go for it. Here's the key. Go in there. So
yep, he did that. Yep.
Right?
You remember it well.
So I think Robert has made himself the head of IT. I don't know who was the judge. Jen says they play it smart by making her mayor. She's the symbol of the rebellion, so her as mayor stops that since they win with the title. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of reminds me, and granted, this was never in the show, but it kind of reminds me what you said happened in the comic book with Walking Dead a little bit. They're kind of like, well, we're going to make this, everybody decide things. Like, they're not really, but that's what they're saying they're doing to keep people
happy. They created a council, which is a good thing.
Right. Yeah. Instead of just letting one person decide. But let's be honest. I mean, Sims is really deciding, regardless of what they said. At least right now, they're pretty much controlling it. So I don't know. I think it just looks like that.
Jen, I thought Meadows was a mayor too, and she had no power. I think Meadows was the judge. I don't know if she was.
Yeah, she was the judge.
Yeah, Meadows was the judge.
Yeah.
She's not around though now, right? Isn't she gone?
No, she's dead. Bernard cooked mushrooms for her and killed her.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
But he loved her.
Yeah, but he loved her. I just think, Jamie, that Juliet's personality, that she's really not good with people. She's very abrasive. I feel like, I mean, I knew Juliet had amnesia partly because Juliet would never agree to be the mayor, right? And she would never agree to do all this stuff. I think she still appears uncomfortable with it, but I think Juliet, I just feel like her personality is really like tamped down, and I wonder if the drugs are making her be less.
I think so. Yeah, she seems very docile.
Right? And she's definitely a person who, like, she got into all this trouble because they made her the sheriff, because the dead sheriff, Billings, picked her because he knew she would be like a dog with a bone, pulling, and also, here's another metaphor, pulling the thread until it unraveled and she found the mystery. And this Juliet right now seems to not be that person. And yeah, she got the note, but someone had to approach her and give her this opportunity. She wasn't like, I'm going to go, right? Like, yeah, Jamie, she's interested and curious and wants answers, but she didn't seek them until someone came to her and was like, meet me and I'll tell you the answers.
Yeah, that's true. Jen also says it's a smart play to stop the rebellion, but not really give her any real power. Yeah, they can't. And I think that's what's going to bite them in the butt later. Like, once she remembers or starts trying to pull the thread again, I think that she's going to become a problem for them. I mean, otherwise we have no story, right? They have to argue at some point.
Well, and they still have a problem with the outsiders, which I was like, for a second, Jamie texted or asked in the chat in the watch party, and I think a lot of us were a little confused about the outsiders. Like, what is that? Like, Jamie's like, wait, did they come from the outside? And I was like, no, they want to go outside.
Which made no sense.
It was a confusing name at first. But that part of those people are still rebelling, but they're wrong. Like, they still believe that the screen is a lie, right? They're sort of like the people. They're kind of like, there are people who, despite all evidence, believe that the Earth is flat, right? Or people.
I was going to say flat earthers. I didn't know you were going to go there. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, the screen was a lie. It's just the lie screen was a lie too, right?
Well, the screen is not a lie. The screen is telling the truth. The screen on the helmet was a lie, but the
right, that's what I meant.
The cafeteria is the truth, right?
The one they have in the picture on the banner is a lie, which is what's inside the helmet. Yeah. Well, they're still watching her. Look, they said they took out most of the cameras. I kind of question how real that is, but I did notice when they were trying to find the outsiders, they said they hid from the cameras that are up. So it made me think maybe they did remove a lot of the cameras then. It's not clear to me because since they made that statement, it made me think maybe they actually did.
They might have, but they definitely didn't remove her cameras because they need to keep
Oh
an
no,
eye on
they most
her.
definitely didn't remove hers. They probably left them all inside their houses or whatever, but like in the halls and that maybe took them. All right, so that's where she's going down, and they're starting the council meeting, and they have to go right through that whole group. Now this is like lower down in levels, but that was why I was kind of confused. I had forgotten about the whole stair thing and how they're kind of stuck together. But at the same time, I mean, they probably wanted to have the meeting like with the lower class citizens because it makes it seem more like they're including them. So I think either way that might have been.
Well, yeah, because you want to have the heads of all the departments there.
Yeah.
The council meeting dictates that the heads of all the departments have to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still in the upper levels because Knox mentions that he had to be raised up across the gap to get there. Like the staircase is not yet repaired.
Okay, so there's a lot of that crowd there then. They aren't necessarily down there then with them. Okay, that's what I was trying to.
No, they're in the upper. Where was that? The bomb was like in the 120s, maybe, right?
Something like that, yeah. So we have this woman again. I have a picture over here somewhere. Hold on. These pictures are really tiny for some reason this time. This woman who we had seen before, that she's the one that, gives them all the illicit material and trades them. And she trades, I don't remember the sheriff's name, but the sheriff that's dead.
Billings.
Billings.
No, Billings ain't dead. Billings is the current.
Billings is the one who,
Billings
Becker.
the guy before him is named
Becker.
Becker. No.
It had to be in the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, Becker or Will Patton.
Yeah,
Not
Will
Will
Patton.
Patton.
That's the easy way to remember.
Oh, so Becker then.
Becker?
I don't think it's Becker. Is it Becker?
Becker.
That was like
first
Boulder. I'm looking
Anyway.
No,
Yeah, anyway.
wait.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
Holston.
Go ahead. Holston. Thank you.
Okay. Well, either way, she trades them that for one of either Juliet or her brother's toys.
Why did they still have Radisha Jones listed as number 2 after Rebecca Ferguson?
On IMDb?
Yeah, that's IMDb.
Hopefully there'll be a comeback. I hope for a Radisha Jones cameo.
I think you might need to give that up, but okay.
Holston's was placed
Holston
on his
Becker. Holston's his first name. Becker's his last name. I knew I wasn't crazy.
Okay. All
Like,
right.
I was like, who the hell is Becker's name?
To be fair, for all we know, that could have been her badge. I don't think we really know. I don't know that it even matters. It's just the sheriff's badge that is not the sheriff.
He gave her the badge, and inside it, he had scratched the word "believe" or "believe."
Truth.
Oh yeah, so it's probably
truth was on the back of it.
Oh, thank God we have a recent watcher with us. Yes.
Yeah,
it's all new to me. It's all like fresh.
Yeah, you're lucky and got to re-see it. I don't know. I don't remember half of it, so I ain't even gonna try. Okay, so then we have Charlotte. Crap, I have her last name written here somewhere. Do you think I remember what is Charlotte Keene? Who is the sister of Daniel Keene, the congressman. And she is a fighter pilot, and she is going to see her brother, but she goes through like this whole, switching trains and stuff just so people aren't following her. She's very paranoid. What I was trying to figure out that I wasn't entirely sure about is she thinks this guy's following her. Was he actually following her, or was that all in her head? Because I never went back to see if he.
We don't know, Jamie. It's possible he's a character you could see. We don't know who he is, but it doesn't mean that he's not going to be somebody.
Okay, I just wondered if they showed for sure that it was the same guy she saw elsewhere.
Yeah, he looks like the type though, like the man in black type.
He does. Either way, she is extremely paranoid. Whether she has a reason to be.
Well, it's not paranoid if it's real.
Well, yeah, that's why I said I don't. What is it? If it's even if they're out to get paranoid, even if they're out to get you or whatever. I forget what the quote
She's
is.
being
Anyway,
extremely careful because it doesn't mean she's.
I'm not saying she's falsely paranoid. I'm just saying she's paranoid somebody's following her. She thinks somebody's following her.
I think
whether or not it's true, I don't know. But yeah, and then this is Daniel, the congressman, and we met him at the very end of the last season in the flashback when he gave the Pez dispenser to the journalist. Although we find out now that he thought it was a date, but that was what that was referring to. That was like the very end of season 2. Because that journalist is trying to find out about, I guess, what's going on with what they're doing to Iran. I was a little confused with the journalist because I didn't remember what her story was about, but it sounded to me like she was from what his sister was saying, that she was interested in the retaliation because she, told him to get on the
committee.
In the committee, yeah. So yeah, there's this part here about somebody on a do not call list that isn't really important. So the important thing is when he goes to meet his sister, she's made sure that he has done the same type of things she has to try to avoid people following him. But she wants him to talk to this senator so he can be, like you said, on the committee. She does ask him about talking to the journalist and basically says that she wants him to help the journalist and to get Helen Drew is the name of the journalist, and to get on the committee. And there's reference to him working on, and I don't know that it's necessarily super important. It's more so you get why he's important. He had to do something to do with the drills that they created that they're using, I'm assuming, to make the silos, but he was involved in that, and that's why they are.
Wait, what? You assume what operation?
No, I'm assuming that those drills are going to end up making the silos. I mean,
because they're supposed to be. They don't vibrate.
Oh, yeah, because he invented some kind of drill that helped save New Orleans from a hurricane or something.
Right, which is eventually, I'm assuming, going to be what
the diggers.
So that's why I'm saying I think that that's important for that reason, and that's why he's important and why he has a little bit of clout in the government there. But she wants him to talk to this Senator Thurman and get on the Iran committee and tell the journalist what he can. He basically is asking her what's going to happen. She can't tell him, but he thinks, which ends up being the case, that they're trying to bomb Iraq back to retaliate after they bombed us, which is where she's going, but she can't tell him that. So that's what that whole conversation is about. And if I missed something, please do tell me. I did like their conversation though when he said if our parents were here, then they're both like they'd be clawing to get out of their coffins. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, I did like that.
Silly, but he flips her off. So yeah, he's not happy that she won't tell him what's going on. And then meanwhile, Juliet is starting to remember some stuff in her dreams. And she ends up talking to Camille, who's like, it's just a dream. She tries to kind of, she doesn't want her to remember. It's quite clear she doesn't want her to remember. But Juliet says that in the dream, she was outside the airlock with Bernard and there's something she has to do. But they make it like Camille's being really nice to her, or at least in Juliet's point of view, because she's like trying to calm her down and trying to help her remember. And obviously none of this is true, but this is what Juliet thinks.
So I think, Jamie, that goes to your question of like, you'd like to see the rest of Bernard's conversation with Juliet if there was anything. Like Juliet's idea that I have to do something. I mean, we know she had to do something because she wanted to come home and save her silo from like potentially destroying itself. But like, did Bernard say something to her that she has to do something?
Yeah, she might just mean going back to the other silo. You're right. It could not even be what they think it is. But yeah, Camille is pretending to be her friend and be all helpful, and she's clearly really not. We know the truth. And then Sims comes and talks to her. And this is where we learn what happened, or what he says happened. when she was outside there, that she was in that room for 3 minutes with the fire. Now he says all the oxygen was gone for 30 seconds, and or there was only oxygen for
yeah. The oxygen
the
was
oxygen
gone
was
for
gone
30
for
seconds.
4 minutes. So I thought at first, because I didn't understand that they were drugging her, I thought that he was trying to say that even though the suit was fire protective, that she didn't have oxygen, her brain was deprived of oxygen, and she had brain damage, which I'm still not sure he isn't trying to say. I don't know that it's really relevant because it's not true. I just, the whole thing with there was no oxygen made me wonder if that's what he was getting at, and I wasn't entirely sure. But he explains, oh, you know, you got a suit that was a fireproof suit, which we know where she got it from the other silo. But that's why
she made it.
Yeah, and that's why she didn't die. Now, it protected her, and we know that we find out after, it did somewhat protect Bernard. I mean, he was burnt, but he was alive. But he tells her that Bernard's suit burnt up and the poison got in. And so they had to incinerate his body so nobody else got sick. And they had to take 6 porters down, for 6 hours or whatever to take the body down. And then as he's telling this, you see the truth that he actually suffocated him and that he wasn't dead. So I guess my question in regards to this is, did he only kill Bernard just because he wants stuff done his own way and doesn't want Bernard interfering, or is there more to it? And that goes back to what, is there something he said to Juliet? Is there something we're missing? Right?
Well, or that we just don't know yet. Like, is it possible that AI told him to kill Bernard?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Or,
yeah,
it could be that he, even when he was working with Bernard, he didn't really like Bernard. He kind of hates Bernard and just wanted him out of the way.
Just easy pickings.
Yeah.
I mean, Bernard, he doesn't like Bernard, and he wants power, and more, I think, really, like, his wife wants him to have power, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Camille told him to kill Bernard.
Yeah, I could see that. Kelly says, I thought it was to plug the pipe that delivers the poison to the whole silo. That was what originally Bernard was going to do when he was out there. I'm trying to remember.
No, Bernard went out there. He's like, I just want to go out for once in my life to feel like I have control. The typical, like, I want to bullshit.
I just want to feel alive for a second.
Yeah, he just said to her that nothing mattered. But who was going to plug the pipe in then? That's what I'm trying to figure out what Kelly was talking about, because
that was what Juliet had to do. That Juliet, like, she learned that they had the ability to poison everyone, and she needed to come back and, I guess, like, A, stop everybody from running outside, and B, like, disable that pipe so they can't
disable it. Okay, not plug it in. Okay,
plug it. I mean, I don't know. Plug it. Maybe plug it. Maybe do something else to stop it.
Plug it. I read that as plug it in. That's why plug it makes more sense.
No, plug it up so, like, it can't.
Yeah, it can't. So told her that his parents did that and it worked. So I thought Juliet was going to do that. Yes, that's probably what she's trying to remember, I would say. So there may be no more than it. I may be reading more into it just because I don't remember a lot of it. There could be nothing else in that conversation. I thought Juliet and Solo were the only ones who knew you could plug the pipes. I think they are. I think them and the AI is. I don't think any of them know that, because that's why she was coming back to tell them, right? I mean, that was a big part of it. That makes more sense now. That's why I said I wish I'd had time to go back and watch the finale, because there's so much I should have rewatched and maybe would.
That's on you.
No, I know. I didn't have time. I'm just saying. I might still do it if I have extra time, but we'll see.
Oh, don't say it. Don't say it.
I would try. I didn't say I would have time. I said I'd try if I had time. So yeah, she is listening to him. And I mean, she has no reason she thinks not to trust him. So she just kind of goes along with what he's saying. But she does say that she doesn't know any of them. You know, she's like, I don't know anything about you. The other point of this is he does say he wants her to get her memory back because he wants to know why she held his wife and his child hostage at gunpoint.
Who knows why?
Which is pretty funny that he says this to her, though, considering he knows that she's not going to get her memory back.
Yeah, well, you could say it because he doesn't think it's going to happen. All right. And then we have him. This is where we find out actually that he did kill him because it shows his little other flashback.
That Sims killed Bernard.
Yeah, he's talking to his wife.
I want to clarify. You said he killed him. It's not clear.
Right. Yes.
I do like all the flashbacks, true and false, that they have in this episode.
Yeah.
They create little flashbacks.
Very, very short flashbacks. But this is how we know that he did suffocate him. So he did survive the fire. That's the point of that. And then we go back to this other story that's going on. He also knows why she did it. I think he just wanted to say it as a dig to say you weren't such a good person. Okay, that's fair. That makes sense.
He knows why. He knows exactly why she did it.
Yeah, but she's right. He probably was saying it to be like, well, I don't really know you either, because she was saying she doesn't know him and acting like he wasn't trustworthy.
He's not.
All right. No, he's not. You're not wrong. But he's trying to say he is. All right, so this is where Daniel comes to talk to. This is the assistant, Anna. This is the Senator Thurman that he comes to talk to. And he does ask about the retaliation for Iran. And they're like, they set off the bomb. Of course, we're going to retaliate. But he wants to be on the committee. I didn't understand why his pitch of his reasoning, why he wanted to be on the committee of his sister is one of the naval pilots, how that is a reason. I didn't quite understand why that was supposed to change her mind and why she acted like it did potentially change her mind. I didn't know if I was not understanding all that or there was something else to that.
No, I agree with you. He cites 100% personal reasons to be on this committee.
Yeah,
and not one legitimate, like my job as a congressman or whatever I am, senator or representative. Like I have expertise in this area. I can help you. I can contribute. No, it's like, oh, I need to know if my sister's in trouble. It seemed like a lame reason to me, Jamie.
Okay, so not just me. All right. Well, she's like, I'll try to do it, and she kind of just, doesn't really.
She did say that's a good reason.
She did say that. She did say that's a good reason, and I was like, that's not a good reason. What?
But look, I don't know if she was really going to, put him through if everything hadn't gone down the way it did or not. But I do like, he's like, your slogan was Yoda, don't try, do. And then he kind of pissed her off when he said that. And is afraid he blew it. But Anna's like, well, she didn't throw anything, so you might be okay. She tells him out in the hallway there.
It's very severance-y.
That kind of is. Let's see. So
I'm just saying Cobalt likes to throw objects.
Wait, what?
I said it's very severance-y, like when Cobalt used to throw a coffee mug at what's his face.
Oh! I thought you said Cobalt. I couldn't. I got what you said now. That made more sense. That's why I was like, "What?"
Sorry, it wasn't really.
No. I just couldn't understand I didn't understand what you said at first. All right. So then we go back to the committee meeting, and there's the barren landscape there that you can see. So yeah, he goes around talking about how Bernard, basically saying Bernard said we had to follow the rules because they're the rules. That's kind of what he says. He's like, the pact, we were told to do these things because that's what we've always done. And then the rebellion came and we didn't all agree with it. And he says that he didn't agree. Him and his wife didn't agree with it, which isn't true, but he's saying that. So he's like, we're questioning things. So we all decided, or not we all, but they decided after the rebellion that it was time for a change in transparency and truth. And he says that Sheriff Billingsley, what his name was?
Billings.
Billings. That he is rewriting parts of the pact, which I kind of wonder some of that might be true because I feel like the sheriff, the way he was, if I'm remembering rightly, I think that he would say something if that was like not at all true, just because he seems to stick up for what's going on.
Yeah, he has integrity.
Right. But the parts that they're rewriting are clearly parts they want rewritten. So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how much what he's rewriting is good or not. They removed most of the cameras, and this is where they say the council now has department heads and level reps that are making the decisions. And that's when he brings out Juliet to kind of placate everybody.
Yay! Juliet's here.
She's alive. There must have been a lot more before about the whole, like when they saw her return. Because we're obviously seeing this like after the fact, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not, we're not seeing
the way they've done it, they've kind of thrown us into the middle of it and we're playing catch up.
Yeah. But we're not seeing them like, I don't know the right word I want. Not admire her, but they're like
excitement at her return.
Yeah, that's a better. The only thing we really see is just her basically saying that she's a part of it. She really doesn't do anything other than put down the gavel. Yeah, we really don't see a whole lot of anything in that part.
She doesn't do a whole lot of anything.
She doesn't. She doesn't. It's very true. And then we go back.
So to be fair, the mayor in season 1, that older lady, do you remember when they went like walking all the way down to Mechanical or wherever they went? And she's like, oh, I haven't walked down the stairs in like 30 years or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not sure how involved the mayor she was. We saw Judge Meadows wasn't very involved. Like they seem to have a history of figurehead leaders.
Yeah. Because she just shows up at that holiday where they blow the horns and everything to give a little speech.
Right. But they're trying to say that Juliet is, which she's clearly not. All right. So then we go back to the past with Anna and Daniel. And she tells him that the senator, had one of her contacts track his sister to find out about if she was going to be one of the ones flying, and that she is. And she's like, she's flying tonight. So she at least tells him so he knows ahead of time. I mean, I'm not sure what good per se it did, because he didn't get to tell her goodbye. Like, she was already gone. But I guess she's like trying to be transparent, or saying that they're transparent by, oh yeah, she was part of it, because it's too late for him to do anything about it, right? So I don't know if that was her being nice, or that's her saving face because she doesn't that way have to actually do anything. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that the senator's really trying to help, or do you think it's just more like he can't stop her anyway, so what difference does it make?
Well, how can he stop her? I mean, she's in the Navy and she's a pilot, or the Air Force, and it's her job. Like, I don't think
I don't know that he would try to stop her.
Let me finish my sentence, Jamie. I don't think his intention ever was to stop his sister from participating in her mission. I think he just wanted to know what was going on.
Right. But I'm saying he can't do anything. He can't do anything with the information either.
I think you're missing the point. He's trying to get on the committee.
Yeah.
So he used his sister being a pilot as to maybe convince the senator that he should be on the committee. The fact that Anna is giving him this information pretty much says, hey, you're going to be on the committee. Because otherwise, you should not be giving him this information, regardless of Amelia.
Yeah, I guess I'm just saying there's not a whole lot he can do with the information because it's happening right now.
It does, the information
reporter friend.
Oh yeah,
right.
Tell
but
reporters
it already happened. Yeah, but it will have already happened. You know what? Like I'm saying, like it. Well, I guess maybe she still would
Jamie,
know.
They say in this episode, she says, oh, by the way, the targets the press is reporting is not what your sister was attacking. Like, he can totally he can't do anything with it. He can totally tell the press that the Department of Defense is lying to them, and that he can do a lot with that information.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the information that his sister is specifically one of the pilots in that.
Oh, well, that's what he wanted to know, though. He wants to know about his sister. When he asked me on the committee, he said, I want to know if my sister's in harm's way, right?
Yeah. All right.
That was just his in.
I know, AJ, but it was his stated purpose for being on.
No, I know. I was telling Jamie. I knew you knew that.
Anyway, so then we have her flying, and we see her as part of it, and the other fighter pilots, and they come.
That's pretty good. She's got good makeup and everything on for being a pilot.
She does for me.
Yeah, she's looking good.
I would think she wouldn't have that long hair either if she was a pilot usually, but anyway,
I just saw
cut her hair. I don't know.
I saw a whole shit ton of Navy sailors in my city last week for sale 250, and the women do not have to. They had hair below their shoulders. They don't are not all required.
Yeah, no, they just have to have it put up during certain times.
Yeah.
So anyway, as they're going through, I don't have I thought I had an actual picture, but you can kind of see.
I was just saying she was quite made up for the journey.
She was, yes.
That's all. I mean,
yeah, no, she was. They come to this weird cloud of something. We don't know what it is.
I that's the part I want to talk. I think that was a cloud. I think that was a cloud of nanites.
Mm.
I think that's a good assessment. I would guess so too. It does look like that. It's either that or alien, and I don't know that this show's about aliens.
When she, when they said the stuff was coming in the cockpit and everything, and she like puts her hand, touches it with her hand, that kind of looked like a nanite mesh.
It did.
Oh, really? Because that kind of black ooze.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said it was oil. It looked like oil, is how they described it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely looked like more than oil. And if you look,
I think it may depend on the resolution of your television screen, what that looked like when you were watching.
Well, there it does kind of look.
It does. Like I'm just saying for different viewers, depending upon the quality of your TV, the size of your TV screen, like it could have looked like more like oil globs or more like particles, right?
Well, it looked to me much like the stuff in Widow's Bay that they had when they passed the buoy and the kids got sick and they coughed up this black stuff. It was kind of like that consistency.
Yes, but it did look like it was moving
on my television.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying it did look like it was moving rather oddly, which I think is why AJ was saying nanites, and I kind of thought
I didn't see it move, so I get
looks like Ben Reilly's spider webs.
Yeah, kind of. We're on Silo, Dieter, and it's not about it. I don't think it is about aliens. That's what I was saying. It's not about aliens.
Oh, it's not about aliens.
Yeah, so that makes more sense to me. But why there's like this huge cloud of it, I don't know if that's like their weapon or if it's there for some other.
That's where my whole thing with this is going, because I feel like if I'm right in those, it was a cloud of nanites. What the hell they're doing or how they made a cloud of nanites is another story, but could explain her memory loss, which in turn is the memory loss pills that Juliet is taking might be because there's like nanites in them.
Yeah.
Can somebody explain to me what nanites are?
Or like tiny robots that will fit in your bloodstream.
Oh, like nanobots. Nanobots?
Yeah.
Nanobots.
Okay.
Same thing.
Got
it. Same thing. We're just calling them that.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, something that is getting into their cockpits and controlling them, taking them over, making them lose their memory. We don't know. But it's gotten in there. And so her plane goes down and he's told that it's going down. But she's alive. So he's going to go see her, which she ends up in a different hospital than what he originally thought. But he's going to find his sister.
Oh, yeah, because especially flown to the best hospital in the world.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there something wishy-washy with that? Like they saved his sister from that? Because nobody else lived, right?
Yeah, that wasn't clear if the other people lived. I didn't think. I don't know what you guys.
It wasn't clear. I mean, I do think what's important here, as you pointed out, is they make a huge deal of mentioning the hospital she went to and that this billionaire paid for it. It's named after his mother. Like they made a huge deal about this hospital and who it's named after. And so I was like, oh, let me put a pin in that. Because that's coming back for sure, right? Like they weren't like, oh, he was taking the University of Pittsburgh or whatever. They were like,
Chekhov's hospital.
Chekhov's hospital.
What was the hospital called?
Whatever the guy's mother's name was.
I know you asked me, Karen, and you said, isn't that the name from Dead Zone? And I said, yeah, I think so. But now I don't remember what it was.
The guy's mother's name.
It is called, it's named after this guy, and it's called the Pier, hang on a second, I'm looking it up real quick.
Hey, Nia. Yeah, I don't. Do you know who the man was they were talking about, that it was his mother? I don't know. I'm like, are we supposed to know?
No, you're not supposed to know who that is.
Okay, that was my
If
decision.
you watched that Silo boring promo thing they posted, you would know who that guy is.
What Silo thing?
That Silo thing that you posted that was like a 15-minute promo.
You didn't watch it.
I watched like 7 minutes of it, and it was so boring, but I did see the part that was the clip of the billionaire.
I didn't remember his name. I just wondered because you said you weren't watching it. That's why I wondered. So he's somebody important. Now, when she said her mother, is her mother somebody, or is her mother the senator?
No. The Senate, this rich dude named the hospital after his mother.
After his mom.
No. But she said, maybe I misunderstood what she said. I thought that she said her, because of her mother's connection, she got him in that hospital. Okay, maybe I misunderstood. I probably didn't understand what she said then. You got to remember, I'm watching screeners. I don't get captions. So I don't, the first time I seen it, I didn't have captions. So I don't.
Stinson Clinic.
Stinson,
yes. And I said, isn't Stinson the name of the senator in the Dead Zone? The Martin Sheen character is Stinson, right? He's yes.
Yeah. I don't think that's connected to this, but yes.
I think that's totally connected to this.
All right. So this is where he finds out that her plane's gone down and that she's in that hospital. Okay. Now back to I guess you say present. We'll call it present. This guy's name is Mr. Harwood, and he is giving his telling how his report of their group is doing. And he says that there's a collapse in the tunnel, and that's basically his whole report. But he makes a point of saying it wasn't really an accident, because he's trying to bring up the point that, the tunnels are kind of dug back on themselves, and that because of the way they have to dig because of the pact and all this. And he's just trying to kind of blame them, is sort of what that's about. And
I mean, I don't know, Jamie, that he's supposed to blame them. He's telling the truth of living in a 300-year-old silo.
Yeah, he is telling the truth, but I felt like he was trying to, I don't know, put the blame on the higher ups and trying to get them to.
I thought. Go ahead, AJ.
His point was, you can't call it an accident if it's bound to happen. He's like, it's a miracle the tunnels are even still standing.
Yeah.
Yes, and I thought he wasn't putting the blame as much. He was calling out that you people who live up on the upper levels don't know jack about the silo and how it works. I thought he was calling them out for their lack of knowledge of like what really the state of the silo is on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Did I?
Yeah, I thought that's kind of what I said, but yeah.
You said he was trying to blame them for
he's like bringing attention to the fact that it's their fault because they're going by the pact.
It's not their fault. It's a 350-year-old building.
He's saying that they need to change the pact. He's saying that it's because of the way they
No, those are unrelated, Jamie. He says like it's a miracle this doesn't collapse every day. The silo is a blah blah. And then he also mentions that the tunnels double back on themselves. And Juliet says, why don't the tunnels go any farther than this perimeter? And he says, I don't know, because it's in the pact.
Yeah.
But that's not blaming the pact was made 300 years ago. Like, it's not the fault of the higher ups that the pact says this.
All right. Well, either way, he's bringing attention to it. No, I know. He's
just Mr. Grumpy Pants and wants to complain.
Yes, well, because he's mostly pissed at the higher ups for not giving his daughter the job he thinks she should have, right?
Yeah.
That really that's what he's really mad about.
Yes. Yeah. Juliet's like, well, we'll look into that, and isn't really helpful. Not that she really can help with that, but that's what she says. And then there's the girl. This is the one that has taken his daughter's job, which there's a whole bunch about, which we don't really know what's going on yet, but she's investigating his daughter because she's stealing something. And she thinks she is. She doesn't know for sure. That's why she's investigating. But she's in supply. And I remember you saying that the one that she's not actually the head of supply. She is representing her. And you said that, because I didn't remember that the head of supply that they're talking about was the one that was Walker's wife.
Yes, I believe
Yes.
her name is Carla. Is her first name
Carla.
right?
Yeah, Carla.
And
Okay.
she won't come upstairs, and she wants to retire, and she won't come upstairs for this meeting.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, she's coming in their place. And that guy that we just saw, the Mr. Harwood, he complains about her, but it's really, like you said, it's because she's taking over his daughter's job, which he
Well,
doesn't.
no, she got the job instead of his daughter. Not that she's
Yeah,
taking it
Sorry,
over.
sorry.
Got
Yes,
it
you're right.
instead
She's
of.
taking the job that she wanted. All right. So yeah. Then okay, oh, she has a, that's what that Juliet has a flashback because the woman there says that we're good in supply or something to that effect. And she remembers that I think that was a note from Walker, wasn't it? That it said that, and that kind of, yeah, so that kind of jogs her memory a tiny bit.
Mhm.
And then Knox, I couldn't think of his name. Knox comes up to give his, his rundown of what's going on, which is more just because we're realizing she still doesn't know who any of these people are.
So in this scene, he calls her Juliet. He says, "Oh, everything's whatever, everything's good. Thanks to you, Juliet. I mean, Madam Mayor." What do you think about that?
I thought it was a little strange because, and I didn't remember this part, but the other one, Shirley, brings up the fact that she went by Jules, not Juliet. So, yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't say Jules, but I think he was doing it to say like he knows her and to
It's
try to
probably spark something. It was probably to spark either her saying, "Oh, you know me as Jules," or something that would just jar her in some way, which isn't happening.
So so you think he was doing it to see if she would respond to him using her nickname that only a few of her closest people use that nickname, right?
Yeah, but he didn't use her nickname. That's what I'm saying was strange because you said he said Juliet, right?
Well, almost everyone called her Juliet. Oh, like everyone in the
No, I'm just making the point that later Shirley says that she called herself Jules. So I'm not sure if he was trying to jog her memory why he didn't say Jules is my point.
But she didn't really call herself Jules. She went by Juliet, except in those people in Mechanical who were closest to her called her that. Her father called her Juliet. The whole silo called her Juliet.
Knox was one of them.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Knox was one of the ones that called her Juliet.
What I was saying is he would use her long name to jar her. Like he doesn't call me that in her head to jar a little memory.
So what I'm asking you guys is, do you think it was an honest instinct to call her Juliet? Do you think he purposely called her Juliet to jog her memory? Do you think he purposely called her Juliet to remind the rest of the silo that she's one of his people?
I think Knox always has an ulterior motive.
Yeah, I think
which doesn't answer your question, but
he wanted to instill a reaction from her.
You think he wanted a reaction?
You call me Jules, not Juliet. Like some kind of little.
He definitely did it on purpose.
I think you guys are way too dwelling on Shirley's comment about calling her Jules. I don't think a lot of people called her Jules. I think just her closest people called her Jules.
Right. I thought that it was more for him to say, "Hey, I know her. She's one of us." That was more.
Well, yeah, to make it more personal too.
Yeah.
No matter what way.
Yeah, that was how. Neo's saying that had to be on purpose, right? Saying that same line, except I believe, and tell me if I'm wrong, Neo, but I think he's talking about the supply line, about supplies doing fine or whatever. I don't even remember what it was.
He did, I mean, the whole kind of the point of it, which leads into trying to jog her memory. He's like, "Oh yeah, the engine's running great. The fix that you did is still holding."
Yeah, trying to jar some memories,
remind her where she came from.
Yeah,
or
who she was, or anything that she could imagine. The work that she's done throughout the years. Just anything.
But I think that line might have been intentional too. I don't know for sure, but
anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. And then there's the part about them saying that he's going through the pact. He also talks about when the sheriff gets up and he did mean supply. When he says his piece, He says that Lucas Kennedy, they think, is gone, and they just misidentified the body. So he thinks he's dead.
Okay, so Billings, this you're talking when you say he, you mean Billings.
I have the picture of he. Yes, he.
I know, Jamie, but you are Mrs. Pronoun.
This guy in the picture.
This guy in the picture, Karen.
Wait, sometimes you say like he killed him.
I know I do, but that's why I
like,
switched.
He killed him. But listen, so what I was going to say was, what did you just say that made me ask a question? He reported on that they assumed Lucas was killed and his body was misidentified. Do any of us believe that?
No.
So I guess the question is, why do you think he's saying that? Like, is it just so they don't know the truth? Because, like, obviously he doesn't. I don't think that
because they don't know where he is.
Trust them. So
I mean, it's possible Billings believes that, right? Like he is not he's not a natural schemer or liar. He is pretty honest to a fault,
Billings
right?
Billings is pretty straightforward.
That's true. So he might believe it. But yeah, he's saying he thinks they just haven't found the body and that he's dead already.
Well, that they misidentified, like I guess another body that was unrecognizable, like misidentified.
Yeah. Misidentified another body as his. I assume that or misidentified him. I don't know. But anyway,
whatever.
Making myself confused now. And the other thing that he says is that they've tried to go after the outsiders, but every time they get there, they're gone. They wear masks. They can't catch them. He basically is saying that that's why they haven't gotten hold of any of the outsiders yet. And then they're done with the meeting. And they're coming down the stairs. There's this, let me see. I think I skipped this part by mistake with the pictures, but there's a part where, where'd it go? I lost it. Hold on. Where Knox asks her about if she remembers anything.
And she's like, oh yeah, it's getting better every day. Like giant lie, right?
Yes, totally. She clearly doesn't remember anything Knox had said. But that's, there's just like that little bit there. And then Mr. Harwood here again, he comes up and is giving that woman problems again because he is upset about her taking his daughter's job. What did
you get a new subscriber, Jamie? I heard the subscriber noise.
Yeah, it wasn't a member. It's just every time somebody subscribes, it's supposed to pop up. It just doesn't always work.
Woohoo! Thank you, whoever you are.
Yeah, we don't know who you are, but thanks.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. We're over, what did I say last time? We're over like I think 2.3 now subscribers, something like
that. 2.3 million? That's incredible.
No, I wish.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. We just went up, 100 times, but no. 2.3 thousand. So what does the grip mean? I thought it was more just intimidation. I don't know. Did you guys think there was more to it than that?
I didn't think it was anything more than
like that it was a signal or meaningful in some ways. I think maybe
I kind of thought it was just to piss her off more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely not cool that he grabs her like that. But yeah, I thought it was just to intimidate her, really. Mm-hmm. But the point is she doesn't back down. She's not. She's basically ready to tell him off. But Billings comes up and he's like, is we gonna have a fight already? Do I have to break it up? And she, he leaves, and then she just says, I think some people don't like change. I believe I completely lost the place where I was.
Yeah, she says that.
Yeah, she says some people just don't like change, is what she said.
Which is kind of nice of her to she's giving this guy kind of an out, right? I guess she has to coexist with him down below, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she's trying to keep the peace, I guess. And then there is this part where she talks to Shirley here, and she gets upset. There's Shirley. And Juliet just kind of is like, oh, yeah, I know you. You were at my meeting or what. I forget exactly what she said. We're there the first time right after the hospital or whatever. And Shirley is clearly getting more upset as time goes on because she's upset because Juliet doesn't remember anything and she thinks she should, which she should. Mm-hmm. And then there's also this part where,
well, and remember, if you don't remember, I'm only saying this, Jamie, because I know you forgot a few things.
probably, yeah.
They're best friends since they're like 12 years old.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that's why she's so upset that she doesn't remember her. And even when she talks to her after, the thing that was kind of sad, and this is a few minutes from here, but when she goes to try to talk to Shirley, she's kind of like, you were my friend, and she's trying to get advice from her. And Shirley's just kind of like, she's so upset, like she doesn't even want to talk to her.
Well, and plus they don't want to give her. She doesn't want to talk to her about anything because she might go talk to somebody else about anything that they talk about.
Oh, she can't be trusted. Yeah.
Well, I don't think Juliet didn't want to talk to her. I think Camille didn't want her talking to her about anything important. I got the opinion Juliet wanted to talk to her, but couldn't figure out how to ask what she was trying to ask. At least that's how I took it.
Yes, but I think you guys are both right. I think that Camille doesn't want her talking to anybody.
Yes.
And I think that Shirley can't trust Juliet in this state.
Oh, right? That Shirley can't trust her. Yes. I thought you meant that Juliet couldn't trust. That's where I was confused.
No, I think, Scarlet, you meant that Shirley can't trust Juliet, right?
Right.
Okay. I misunderstood.
So she's being kind of calm about it and not going, you know me.
Yeah.
We've been friends since we were 12 or whatever.
Yeah, that makes more sense. But there's also this part where she asks them, meaning Knox and Hank, and well, I guess she's talking to Shirley too, but she asks them, wait, hold on. She asks them how her father died, and she's like
No, she didn't ask how.
No, she asked if that was where he died. I'm sorry.
Is that where? Yeah.
Is this where he died? And it's kind of, I don't want to say creepy, but it's clear that she remembers absolutely nothing because she seems to have no emotional attachment.
I was just going to say, yeah, I agree.
She was not present when her father died. She was outside of the silo when her father blew the stairs.
But most people, when they're saying their father died, not all people, but most people would have some kind of reaction. She's very like, oh, this is where he died. Like, it's like
she's very
nonchalant and doesn't
nonchalant, kind of like almost mechanical about it.
Well, I mean, she clearly has no memory of her father. That's why.
Right. That was
that's our point.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But even she did.
Sorry,
even
what's Scarlet?
Even if she did, they didn't have the best relationship anyway.
Yeah,
but strange since she was 12 years old, right?
Yeah, they didn't have a great relationship, but they definitely got closer towards the end there.
Yeah,
they did.
She have more of a reaction than, oh, is that where my papa died? Oh, okay.
I think it
What's
was
on the meal for?
What? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's like, oh, that's where my dad died. What were we having for lunch?
Yeah, kind of.
Exactly.
I feel like part of this may also have been to get the point across. Not that they needed that point across, but like showing Shirley and Knox, even maybe us, I guess, a little bit, that she's not faking it. Because we don't know at this point why she doesn't remember anything. And I remember when I watched this the first time kind of thinking, was there a possibility she was like lying about all this and was hiding it from the Sims or whatever? But I feel like this scene shows like she doesn't even remember her own father. Like it proves that it's not a fake out.
But Jamie, I do think that's where this is going. Like in the typical soap opera amnesia story arc, you get your memory back, but you fake it and you continue to pretend you have amnesia so you can like solve a mystery or whatever, right? Like I do anticipate that we might see Juliet remember things and hide it from the Sims.
Oh, for sure. I guess my point is just like, I think that this was kind of to show us that at this point, she really does not remember.
Yes, you are right. You are correct. I agree with you.
Okay, good. So yeah, she doesn't remember Bupkis. And then
good use of Bupkis in a sentence.
Yeah. She doesn't remember Hank, and he's kind of put out. But okay, and then there's the part with Shirley, which we already talked about. But also there's this part, which this is where, and we don't really get a whole lot about this, and it's not really clear exactly what she thinks is going on. But whatever it is, the way she's looking at them moving the people and stuff up and down the over the gap. She thinks that is the way that guy's daughter is stealing stuff. And I noticed too that Billings is also watching her see this. So I don't know if it's going to give him the idea too, and he's going to investigate it. I'm not sure exactly what the point of him seeing her see this was, but he is
Because
watching.
he knows. So Billings is watching her because he knows there was more in that conversation between her and
That's true.
Thorsten. Then
Harwood.
yeah, Harwood.
Harwood.
Okay.
Thurston's
So that's why Billings is watching her. Billings is usually pretty smart, so he's gonna get involved with it at some point, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm not sure where that storyline is going. It seems kind of low stakes that someone's stealing supplies within a story of like an AI controlling the silo and able to poison you all at any second. It like stealing supplies seems low stakes, and yet. yeah. Let me okay. Let me finish. I think it's probably going somewhere, and I wonder if the thievery is either. So it could either be to help the outsiders, but it could be a thing that Knox and Shirley are maybe involved in their continued investigation of the silo mysteries, right?
She says, I completely just lost track of what I was going to. Oh, she says to Juliet that it's about the, I forget the way she words it, but basically the stuff that was there since the silo was built. It was the things they need, I guess, was kind of what she was saying. Like it was important.
Yeah. She says when all the stuff that was loaded in when the silo was first built, like computers and I think paper and like light bulbs, she says, like all that standard stuff that was loaded in on day one is starting to disappear.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, like, because why would you steal that? Like, what? Like, why would you steal that stuff?
Yeah, we don't know. Somebody stole it on purpose, I'm sure. And then we see the banner go down, and we see later what the banner is, but this is an attack, I guess you'd call it. I'm not sure what else to call it.
I would call it a protest.
A protest, but they were also hitting them. The outsiders, they were trying to get in a room. I was confused where they were trying to get, but yeah, it's the outsiders coming upon the ones that are in the masks that are part of their. Oops. Sorry, I was reading what that was. So yeah, that's the outsiders perpetrating that, and we later see this on video because they're trying to figure out who they are.
And I'll tell you what, as soon as the person that got their arm possibly broken, and you tell it's a woman that screams, I immediately thought that it was that guy's daughter.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Probably. All right. Then this is the part about Shirley. We already talked about that. Her being upset. She doesn't remember her. And she's super upset and she talks to her. And that was where I was saying that, Juliet was trying to get some advice from her, I guess. Here's the banner that says the display. I think it says the display is a lie.
Is a lie.
Yeah, the display is a lie. This is the truth. The display is a lie. And it has a picture
they
of
just got the wrong display. Display is a lie. It's just the wrong display that they're talking about.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say. The picture is.
And then Juliet has her little flash of memory.
Yeah, she remembers a little bit. And she's like, the display is a lie. She's like kind of triggering her memory a little bit. And then I see we were out of order on some of that. I think that's when she's telling him what hospital he went to, which we already talked about. And there is the hospital. I want to know where the heck that's filmed. That is a pretty cool looking building, isn't it?
And that might not be real, Jamie.
I was going to say, it's probably a computer graphic.
I don't know. I feel like it's probably a real building. I mean, I think some of the things like might be added, but I'm guessing that's probably
like that kind of shark tail building.
That part might be added, and the garden,
anyway,
garden things might be added. I don't know. I just
think Tim Burton-esque is what that is.
It looks cool either way. So he goes into the hospital, and this is where he sees his sister, and she does not remember.
Oh, I hated that. That was my least, my least favorite line of the entire show, which she goes, "Who are you?" Like, what? Nobody warned him his sister has amnesia? Like, come on. Worst hospital ever. Worst hospital ever. They're not like, listen, by the way, I want to shock you. Your sister has amnesia. She won't know you. Right? Come on.
Yes. Yeah, but it's the title of the episode, Karen.
I know, but come on, nobody's like, Senator, let's and it's just it's so soap opera. I hated it.
The only thing I can say is maybe they wanted to see his reaction, but I'm not sure why they would want to see his reaction or need to see his
reaction.
The
role of doctors to try to see his reaction.
Doctors, I meant that senator or whatever. Like if maybe, but they're not like if they were watching him. But I'm saying there's no reason they would be. I'm just saying like that's the only thing I can think of why there'd be a reason not to tell him is if somebody like that.
Bad writing.
Bad writing is the reason not to tell him. So they want to have this aha moment, right? At the end.
Book ended.
Does the sister not? Oh, sorry. Does the sister not remember, or are they giving her the first types of memory block pill? I don't know. That's why we said we think maybe it's the nanite. Maybe the nanite is the memory block pill. I guess was kind of where we were going before.
Obviously, it's definitely connected.
Yeah, it's definitely connected.
Yeah. I mean, is it possible that like, look, she was in a plane crash. It took a good knock to the head and could have temporary sure.
Yeah.
But that it's too much of a coincidence to have two characters
with
Asia in the same episode.
To be honest, the kind of shows we watch, I wouldn't be surprised if that nanite cloud wasn't even from Iran, if it's a nanite cloud, and that it was ours. And it was like an experiment. I could see us finding that out later, like that we did it, right? We, meaning the United States, did it. I wouldn't be surprised. So we don't really know a whole lot of anything yet. But she doesn't remember, regardless of that. Here is Sims and them watching that video, Sims is watching it too. I think they show, and they're like, "Let's find out who that girl is," because she's find somebody who hurt their wrist, because somebody does whack her in the wrist. Okay, and then let's see. This is critical supplies. That's what that woman
critical supplies. Yeah,
I have it written there. That's why I'm like, okay. His sister has a traumatic brain injury. Now I see where I'm at. That's where I should have been. Before. This is where Juliet is telling Camille that she doesn't remember how she got into the silo, how she got back in. Like she remembers being outside with Bernard, but that's all she remembers. And she thinks, and this is the key part here, because obviously she doesn't want her to know this. She thinks that she went to a different silo. And Camille's just like, you need to watch this again. And then she takes her to the computer and they have this really fake video that they've concocted.
This hut right here.
Of this little hut.
And
she's like, you made it to this little hut and there just happened to be a fireproof suit there that you put on. And then you came back when you were able. I would have to question, why would she even change the suit? Like she had a suit. Like if she thinks about it, she had a suit that was protecting her from the elements because it had been fixed, right? Why would you abandon it to put on a new suit that may or may not protect you from the poison?
But she doesn't know
you're in a hut. Like, what's the protection of the hut here? This doesn't look like a grade 8 hut.
It does not. What, Karen? What were you saying?
But she doesn't know that she had a suit that was of inferior quality or better quality or whatever. Like, she doesn't know any of that. Like,
probably just assumes.
They tell you that the poison can eat away your suit. And when she got into... Like when she was in Silo 17 and the reason she's wearing the fire suit was because her suit got holes in it.
Oh, right. Yeah, definitely.
Right. I mean, it's not an impervious suit, but she doesn't know she has no reason to disbelieve Camille that her suit, right?
I guess my point is just the suit got her to the hut. Why would she switch suits? Like,
yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, Jamie.
Like, I'm just saying, like, if you knew nothing and you really thought that you just made it to the hut, why would you suddenly switch to a suit that you don't know works or not? Was my point.
I think they probably explained that to her and just didn't need to re-explain it to us on the, like, conversations happen off screen that we're not privy to.
Yes, but it's also because they're just making something up. But I'm just saying, like, if she thought it through, it maybe wouldn't make tons of sense, was what I was saying.
Okay.
If she knew that what suit they wore when they went out, I don't know if she knows that.
Well, she says you changed into a fire suit while you were in there.
Basically.
Well, she should have said that at all. She should have went to a hut.
Yeah, just made her think that she had his fire suit on from them.
Yeah.
That would have made more sense. But yeah, she calls this a refuge hut. And then she's like, you came back, thank the founders. And then she's like, yeah, thank the founders. But you can tell Juliet's kind of like, I don't know, this doesn't make sense. But she's still believing it. She's kind of maybe at the cusp. We don't know. And And then we go back to here. This is where I agree with you. We talked about in the chat. Since when did they have dogs? I don't know when that happened, but they have dogs, apparently.
Suddenly dogs live in the silo. Yeah.
This is where she taught. I don't know her name, but that girl talks to her boyfriend, husband, significant other, whatever. Talks to him about that Harwood's daughter, and that he wasn't happy about her taking the job, and that she knows she's investigating her, but she doesn't know how she knows. And they talk about this was the part that I was like, she's saying something to him about they're transporting vitamins that they're supposed to be getting in 3 days.
This is the vitamin D. They ordered vitamin D for the whole silo.
Right, which I'm assuming is the memory drugs, or at least that's what it seems to be implying. So that's on the way there.
I think it's believable they could need vitamin D. Like,
no sun.
It could be a legitimate dose of vitamin D, but they use it as an excuse to also add memory drugs into the regular dose, right?
But it definitely has some kind of memory drugs in it, because that's what they're, at least in my opinion, implying, because Juliet's like giving vitamins later, and it's implying that it's been added to that drug, whether it was vitamin D or not.
Anybody else feel like her significant other was kind of shady?
Mike. Is his name Mike?
Mike, is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
didn't
just
really
felt
think a whole lot of it, but now that you're saying that, I'm kind of like,
I just felt like he just, I don't know. He seemed off in the scene.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like season 3, episode 1, almost everybody is shady. Everybody who's new is shady, right? Like, why are you even on the show if not to be shady at this point?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
She does tell him, though, that since she's seen the mayor, that because he says she is acting like she's lighter, she's happier, and she just says that seeing the mayor made her feel like everything's going to be okay. And that's probably why they want her on the council, because people look at her like that. So yeah. All right, then we go to. There's
and I was like, oh honey, nothing's okay. It's not going to be okay.
Well, they want a dog at least.
The dog's cool.
Yeah. All right. So then Camille goes in and talks to the AI and tells, it already knows what she remembers and doesn't remember. But she, whenever it's a male voice, but it says that she thinks there's something that she needs to do. Camille says that the order says the memory suppression drugs aren't perfect. And he says something like, we're way past the order or something to that effect. And he's basically saying, no, she's convinced that there's something else, and that's worrying me. He's like, double the dosage. And Camille kind of gets this look like, I don't know that that's smart, but, she's going along with it. I kind of wondered doubling it, like if given that much, like if it's going to cause issues that would be visible to people at that point. But I don't know. That's what she is told to do. And then that's when we see her taking the vitamins that this woman gives her. And that is what they're, putting it in. And then this guy
also seems very unlike Juliet to be taking these vitamins. Like, has Juliet ever asked what they are and got an answer that like felt okay to her? Like,
not that we saw.
It just seems like for Juliet to be taking like drugs she doesn't understand also seems like not like her personality, right?
Yeah, like, Kelly says she's getting 4 vitamins instead of the usual 2 she's been getting. Well, yeah, if they doubled it, you would think 2. She'd question why they were doubling it. Unless they're like, these will help your memory.
Yeah.
Which they could be saying.
They will.
We don't know.
Wrong direction, but they help.
Yeah.
They help your memory.
Yeah. So Tony here, this is Tony. He is bringing her soup. And I don't think he's aware there's a note in it, because otherwise he wouldn't have asked her about the bowl. But he's like, if you don't like this chowder, I can go get you, I forget what he says, chicken noodle or something. And so she brings the soup in. She doesn't like it.
It's mushrooms.
Yeah, because it's got mushrooms in. And she dumps it out, and she sees this humongous. It's like a pill, I guess, but why they would ever have a pill?
It's like a
what a capsule that big would be used for is beyond me. But I mean, other than what they're using. This humongous capsule, and it's got a note inside that she unrolls. And it basically, you see in this minute here, it says to turn the bowl upside down on the tray if you want to find out the truth, and then go to the marketplace and burn the note. So she puts the bowl on the tray upside down, and then Tony says, why is it upside down? And she says, to let them know I didn't like it. And that's why I said clearly he doesn't know, or he wouldn't have asked. But there's the note. It says, want to know the truth, leave your bowl upside down, go to the marketplace at 2, burn this. And that is what she does. She burns it and gets rid of it. So yeah, she's ready now to find out the truth. Now, I have to question, if she just took 4 more vitamins, will she even remember she got this in the morning? I don't know.
I could question if Robert just saw this on the cameras in her apartment.
That's a possibility too.
I'm assuming whoever left I was assuming whoever left a note for her knew about the mushroom thing. Like that one guy, the star guy. Can't remember his name. The guy's missing. Is he missing or dead?
Lucas?
Yeah, Lucas. Is he missing or dead?
What mushroom thing? He knows that Bernard killed Meadows with mushrooms?
No, they had a conversation and she told him that it wasn't natural for humans to eat fungus.
Who told him that? Meadows?
No, they were talking in the cafeteria when he was looking at stars.
Oh, they. You have to tell me. You mean Juliet told him it's not natural for humans to eat fungus?
Scarlet's got the pronoun.
Well, I'm assuming I'm talking about Juliet and the star guy, and because Juliet's the one that doesn't like mushrooms. There's nobody else that's made a point in
Juliet doesn't like mushrooms
in this series about mushrooms, except for her saying they're fungus, and she didn't believe humans should eat them.
Be really hard to live underground and not eat mushrooms. It's probably a major source of
they're delicious.
Well, it's probably a major part of their food, right? Like it's a thing that you can grow.
Yeah, that's probably what they can find. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, somebody is trying to give her this information, and we won't know who until next week. I tend to think he's not going to see it because I think she's going to sneak out. But then again, maybe she'll sneak out and hope Sims will follow her. I mean,
so she did. Did you notice when Juliet, like when she gets the note, she turns around and looks around the apartment as though is somebody watching me? And I was like, oh, is that just a reflex action of getting a shady note in your soup? Or like, is she kind of right? So whoever did this has access to her food. Like, is it someone who works in the kitchens? Like, we don't really know any characters who work in, like, who, it does seem like her server, whatever that guy's name is, does seem to not know, right? He says, why is the bowl upside down? He seems to not be in the loop. So who was able to slip something into Juliet's food?
Or are they paying somebody in the kitchen?
Somebody they're not looking for. Lucas.
Oh, yeah. Or are they paying somebody in the kitchen? Yeah, Jamie.
I think the mushrooms are a deal too. They had to be in the mushroom soup.
But that was just chowder. There were no mushrooms in there.
Right? There was mushrooms. It made a mushroom. There was mushrooms in there.
Oh, like you saw mushrooms, but there's not a conversation about mushrooms.
Well, she talked to that guy.
Yeah, when she said
she gave her something with mushrooms, and she's like, "Oh, do I know if I like this or not?"
Oh yeah.
That was at the beginning.
So whoever,
I think again, like the other thing, it was to jar the memory of her.
Okay, so you're saying like whoever sent this soup to her knew she didn't like mushrooms, so they knew that she would spit it out, dump it out, hate it, and then she would find. I don't know how like you could miss the 3-inch long.
Well, you could miss it. Don't eat all the soup now. If you don't eat all of it, you can miss that big thing.
Take one sip, you don't like it, you send it back.
Yeah, but I don't think he could.
But he knew she was going to vehemently not like it and pour it in the sink.
Yeah. Well, either way, it served its purpose, and now we have to see who it is.
It's Lucas.
It could be. I don't know. Yeah.
All right. So before we adjourn, have you guys been reading? Like, I mean, we all noticed when we watched this that like this was published in 2011, and it's Iran is the antagonist who has put up a dirty bomb in the United States, and is the U.S. going to retaliate? And it is purely by chance that Apple made this show, and now the premiere comes out like right when the U.S. has had strikes on Iran and started a war with Iran, right?
Yeah. Comes back around being timely, doesn't it?
Yes. And I read that they had, when they made this show, there's a point in the episode where they refer to the name of the operation that, who's the fighter pilot's sister? I forget her first name.
Scarlet.
Scarlet. Sissy Charlotte is like on a mission, and I don't know the name of it, but I read in this interview with Rebecca Ferguson that in the show they had originally named her mission to bomb Iran that she's on. The mission was called Righteous Hammer. And then the war breaks out 6 weeks ago, and Hegseth has named the mission Midnight Hammer, was the real life mission.
They had to change
when the
it.
show was like, shit, we got to change our, like, this is a little too close to change it.
Yeah, they're better off just taking it out at that point, I think.
Yeah.
You know, art imitates life, imitates art. So
it's incredible that Hugh Howey, well, I mean, yes. So, 20 years ago 15 years ago when this came out, like, yes, Iran and the United States were, been antagonists since like 1979, right? So it was a pretty okay country to pick in terms of like setting off a dirty bomb.
right.
But who knew that this would, where it would go today?
Yeah, no, he had no idea back then. All right. Well, anything else? Any predictions other than I think she's going to go to the marketplace? Any other predictions?
No.
No, just obvious ones that we've talked about. We predict that Lucas is actually alive. We'll see him again, right? I have no predictions about the Senator storyline right now.
All right, fair. Yeah, I don't. I like I said, I don't really want to say I like or don't like that storyline until I see where it's going, because I feel like nothing's really I mean, stuff has happened, but nothing super interesting has happened in that storyline.
Well, like you said, this is a Lestat situation so Nia's the one. I wasn't here earlier, but did any of you think that the cloud stuff is aliens or just some kind of nanites?
Yeah, I said that I think it was nanites.
AJ immediately went to nanites. Jamie thought nanites. Scarlet thought. What'd you think of? Well,
I really have a thought either way. I had a lot of things on. I mean, aliens would be cool.
That's
Not the show watch. I hope.
Yeah, I don't.
There's some kind of goo situation happening.
Yeah, some kind of
goo. It was some kind of goo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that. I mean, look, we could be completely wrong. There could be aliens, but I agree. I don't think that's this show. It doesn't seem to be. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, we talked about that a bit.
Unless, I mean, like, is it possible that there was a storyline that it's aliens who destroyed the surface of the earth, and that's why humans live?
Well, that's possible too, I guess. But
I mean, I could see how people might think that, having seen that.
Yeah. Yeah, I could still see it going that way. I don't know that that's what I thought, but I could see that too.
I don't know that that's the show that we're watching, but
right.
I always say, is that the show we're watching?
Then again, then we think of Paradise, and we didn't expect a lot of the stuff that was in there until later. So who knows?
I do that about Vampire.
Yeah, don't get used to. I know. All righty. Well, I guess that is it for Silo.
Is that AJ's dog barking?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Oh,
she's like, "You're done. Time to hang up, Daddy."
Don't pay attention to me. All righty, everybody. Well, tomorrow at 10 Eastern, we have Fandom Access for Lestat and Star City and House of the Dragon. And then, make sure you check Discord for our schedule to see when we're doing our From wrap up or what we're doing, else this week, because it'll be up pretty soon. We'll get that right around, and we will have a Silo watch party probably Friday night again, whenever the episode comes out. I know it comes out in the morning, but we'll have to do it sometime at night. And because I don't know if I can do it every Monday evening. It's easier when it's later, so we will see.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, I guess that is it. Thank you for coming. Please make sure you like the video, subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision, and yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow. Good
All
night.
right, good night, guys.
Night.
Bye. The display is not real. It's lies. Or is it not lies? Is it? Is it lies?